Hello everybody! Welcome to another Sunday Funday, and yes, finally got around to seeing, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stay in there and be quiet.
How much longer? I can't breathe in here.
Do you have your child in that bag?
No. I mean, yes, it's a child, but it's not mine.
It's not your child.
Smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
This is a movie I kind of went in with mixed expectations, is the best way to put it. We all remember the first trailers that ever came out of this. It was just horrifying looking. The CGI wasn't looking like it was unfinished. It looked like they decided, oh, well, we're going to make this based on a video game, but we're going to ignore any of what makes this character so great. Thanks. They're so happy y'all did this, guys. And it looked insanely creepy. It was the biggest problem. And then they decided to go with a much more cartoonier look is the best way to describe it. Trailers came out. And here's the thing. Even though the CGI looked better, at least in terms of that, it's like, okay, at least it looks sort of like Sonic. I wasn't like, oh, this is suddenly going to be a better movie. Because the trailer never looked good to me. It always looked like a turd. And I was like, okay, well, at least the CGI might be a little bit better. Maybe Sonic won't be so fucking creepy. But this movie's, it's just bad. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very, very bad. To describe the plot of this movie, it's kind of a simplistic plot, and you have seen this done a million times over. Now, one thing I was wondering, or I was always wondering, whenever they said, hey, we're going to do a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I'm like, okay, cool. You're going to set it in Sonic's kind of weird universe. But, just let it be at that. No, it's not really set in Sonic's universe, so that way, you could just pretty much have an animated Sonic movie, which is fine. There's no need to have live action people. Live action people doesn't add anything to the movie. In fact, that's something I'm going to get into later. But no, they said, we're going to do live action. Pretty much Sonic's the main CGI character in this. For reasons. I don't get the thinking behind this movie. There is so much you could actually do with this if you decide to just set it in a Sonic world or whatever. You want to make this an animated movie. That'd be fine. It's not going to be a super expensive movie. You can still spend the $80 or so million they ended up spending on this. And you would still have a decent animated kids movie. Because that's by and far what this is. It's a kids movie. The movie is mainly aimed towards young kids. Because there's a lot of kind of juvenile-ish kind of humor. And the weird thing is, it's just Sonic making kind of dumb jokes. Is the best way to put it. But none of it ever goes straight up just stupid enough to where, okay, I can laugh at it. And there's no good, little, nudge into the adults a little here and there. There's no double entendres that are not, mind you, most double entendres can be very, very, oh, hey, here it is. That's more I'm going very, very I'm fucking Donald Trump. Brain just zapped thanks to this movie. But yeah, there's no way that they actually do a good double entendre or anything like that. There is no double entendres, in fact. Which, it feels kind of cheesy because of that. In fact, that's the best thing I can say about the movie, is it's sort of cheesy. The plot of the movie pretty much is this. Sonic is from another world. He's raised by this alien owl thing. And he happens, his power is so powerful and people might want it, he needs to hide it, but it's never explained why. at least in terms of this other world, and this alien owl thing throws a ring and sends Sonic to Earth. And Sonic is trying to live amongst the humans, but he's like in hiding and shit like that, and it never makes a whole lot of sense, which is always an issue for me. I'm like, okay, well, why stay hidden all these years? Why not? Like, only whenever finally, like, after he has his, like, spout of realizing, I'm alone, I have no friends, then that's the gist of the movie. He's alone, wants friends, and wants to either go home or he wants to, try and, figure out a way to, have friends. And that's the gist of the movie. That's the entire film. And pretty much all it is just him and James Marsden trying to do a sort of buddy kind of road trip-ish kind of film. Again, another issue with this movie, it's only an hour and a half long. I will give it that much. It's at least a breezy kind of film. But also so was Gretel and Hansel. And that movie was just, it was so mind-numbingly slow at times. This movie also takes quite a bit of setup to finally get moving. Like, we have to see James Marsden. It's like, he's the sheriff in Montana. He looks out for animals because it's wacky. But it's not. It's just a guy being a guy. And it's like, is this supposed to be funny? Like, there were a lot of kids in my theater and they were kind of giggling at some of the stuff. And I'm like, was I a super sophisticated kid? Because even as a kid, I would have thought this was not that smart or goofy. I'm like, oh man. Like, there's a single fart joke in the movie at halfway point, if not further. And I'm like, okay, well, that one I probably would have laughed at as a kid. But other than that, I don't get the purpose of this movie. It seems stupid to say that. But the entire whole ordeal throughout this entire movie is just Sonic's needing to come to grips with the power that is in him and get a friend. But he only gets the latter of it. He gets a friend. Or now he really doesn't understand his power. He has differing amounts of vulnerability or invulnerability. It varies from point to point. And on top of everything, Sonic is fucking annoying. Oh my god. Oh, it is like you gave a 12-year-old who has just the worst ADD in the world 15 pounds of sugar and they snorted that shit. He's off the fucking wall every time of the day and he won't shut up. I get it. He's supposed to be younger, but here's the thing. Let's just go by the Sonic cartoons. Let's use that as an example. In those two, he could shut up for 5 seconds at least. His go fast wasn't, I sniffed out a cocaine, let's go. No, it was, I can move really fast, but I still, plan out things. We'll do this. We can talk about stuff, not, and maybe he's a little impulsive, yes, but he never made me want to scream and shake him till he quit moving. And that's always what I got every time Sonic was on screen. And he's on screen quite a bit in this movie. You get why everybody gets annoyed with him so easily. It's like, he's not funny on top of everything. He's also it's juvenile to the point to where you're like, okay, he's been on Earth, he says, for like 10 years. And let's say he was 5 at the time whenever he left. Even if he's 15 at this age or something like that, he wouldn't be this way. He would be emo Sonic at this point. I cut because it makes me feel, man. Sorry, not trying to be little cutters or anybody like that. Just can't help it. It's emos for you. Oh God. Some bitch. This movie it's an aggravating sit on top of everything. James Marsden is completely phoned in. Everything he says is over exaggerated, like he's gotta sound like he's in Scooby Doo. It's so weird, and it's not James Marsden. It's like, who are you and what have you done with James Marsden? And I would be remiss if I do not talk about Jim Carrey, because he's arguably almost worse than Sonic. I know a lot of people are like, he's so wacky, it's funny. His shtick got to be so fucking annoying. Pretty much he's a dude who I know I'm smarter than everybody, but I get foiled by everybody. And that's the shtick, and that's the entire joke, is that he thinks he's smarter than everybody, but he's constantly being shown he's not smart. He doesn't have any backup plans for anything. He doesn't have any, true, oh, well, here's how I'm proving I'm smart, because I have already done this and this and this. No, he's constantly chasing after our heroes. Hard quotes there. He's chasing after them, but he has no, plans of, I'm gonna, follow y'all stealthily or anything. After trying something very, forward. It's like, yarg, I did something, so I'm evil. Yarg. God, I just want to punch Jim Carrey so hard. It's the same thing he's been doing for the past nearly 5-10 years, nearly. Ever since his career has been on a downturn, he's decided that how he needs to express himself in movies is this over the top. It makes his performance in The Mask as The Mask, it makes that version seem tamed. It's so absurdly over the top to the point where you just don't like it after a while. It's like, at first I'm like, okay, it's maybe there'll be some menace to him. No, he's never menacing. He never comes off as a threat in any way. Even at one point when they try to go, oh, did we kill Sonic 5 minutes before the end of the movie? No, you didn't kill Sonic. It's a kid's movie. And 2, also, how are you going to milk the franchise if you kill the main character in the first movie? Ugh. That's almost as bad as DC thinking they were gonna, OMG, did we kill Supermans? Yeah, you killed Superman in the second movie of your universe. Fuck off, you. Ugh. Oh my god, this movie, it's so terrible. You just got the worst, most annoying characters in the world. Because that was the biggest issue. Sonic is so irritating. You cannot like him, and it's a problem if you cannot give a crap about the main character. And I get it that Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, he is very over the top, very comical kind of villain, but that's the thing, it's he's done that way because Sega panders to babies a lot of time. Mind you, 90% of Sonic games fucking suck. Sorry, Sonic fans. I know y'all really love your games. A lot of them are really terrible. There's a few good gems. And ironically enough, there are no emeralds in this movie either. Cool. No Chaos Emeralds. Not that this movie had to follow that, but still. But I don't need these... I don't need an irritating lead character who won't shut up, followed by an irritating villain who also won't shut up. Giving me two things that are supposed to be irritating, that doesn't balance anything. That just gives me two irritating things in my ears. I can't enjoy watching somebody just purposely be as obnoxious as humanly possible. It's not a fun sit. It's not funny. It's not interesting. All it is just me wishing for the sweet release of death. If I want to get my own emo phase in. I don't get why this is such a big hit. It might be good for the kiddies. The kids seem to decently kind of enjoy the movie. But then there were whole lulls, or big chunks I should say. Lulls like L-U-L-L-S if I can spell it out. But there was just entire spots where nobody was laughing. Nothing was really happening. There weren't really jokes as well. And just, instead, just, they're sitting there kind of talking. It's like, this would be boring if this wasn't a good drama, much less in a shitty family film. It's like, can we move? Can we go forward? Can we do anything? Instead, we're just kind of sitting here just jerking off our own dicks. And look how great we did. We made a Sonic movie. Yeah, you made a shitty Sonic movie. Congratulations. I really was surprised at how much I absolutely did not like this. I was surprised at my detestment of this film. Not that I thought this was going to be a solid gold film or anything fantastic. It's just a mess. You have a script that honestly it feels like it got written in 5 minutes, and like, here I wrote a script for the movie, and then they like, here, let's just stick Sonic in it. It could have been any alien. That's probably the worst part, is that his speed is used for some jokes, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of creativity with it all. Like, only one technically creative moment, and that even then kind of breaks it, and they technically do it twice in the movie, which is where, like, there's a bar fight that sort of gets started, and somehow, like, you know, Sonic, he just speeds up and he ties everybody all up except for James Marsden. It's like, okay, it would have been kind of neat, but one, is showing everybody, like, stuck, just sitting there like they're doing the fucking mannequin challenge or anything like that. It's like, okay, have him, like, very slowly moving, because then you get the idea, okay, he is moving that fast, but they're still moving. Not that, oh, he just, you know, broke time itself. And not only that, again, if I could talk about the fact that Sonic's powers seem to randomly appear, it's like, sometimes he gets this, like, aura of power thing, electric stuff. That's pretty much how Dr. Robotnik gets called in, because they realize he releases all this energy and it knocks out most of the power to, like, Montana and Seattle and stuff like that. But whenever that happens, it's like, okay, so what exactly happened? Is just a giant EMP let off? And if so, it's like, that seems kind of like a lame kind of power to have. And then other times it pretty much surrounds him with the, like, from the first games, the little invincibility things, able to destroy hard villains or anything. Hell, like, you would think, oh, he's going to fight some robots. Not really. Like, technically, he takes out a couple of drones in this one, like, kind of drone tank thing that you see in the trailers. It's like, other than that, again, also, the movie's also really bereft of any kind of major action. There's that scene, which there's way too much talking. Like, Sonic is just jack-jawing the entire time. And it would be one thing if he was, like, shit-talking or something like that. But he's just carrying on like somebody who can't figure out how to make any kind of, you know, well, let's make some small talk. I'm at the bus, but I got 45 people. I want to talk with somebody. Let's talk. Come on, guys. And it's just like, he expects just James Martin to go, shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. Let me think. I cannot think with your just constant yapping. It's just yapping to yap. I have a guy who I work with who's the same fucking way. And there's just times I'm like, God, if somebody stuffed a sock in your throat, it'd be so much better. But yeah, I just want Sonic to shut the fuck up so many times. Like, there were so many times, like, if the theater was a lot more empty, it just would have been screaming, shut up. Just stop talking. Oh, but yeah, other than that fight sequence, like, pretty much a chase sequence, and a shitty looking one at that. Then there's, of course, the end sequence where Dr. Robotnik's chasing him in his, like, hover thing that looks like any generic sci-fi thing. That's all the action in the entire movie. You don't see, like, oh, maybe Eggman has, like, the egg robots that kind of resemble him or anything like that. You know, that would have been kind of clever. That would have been kind of interesting. Nope. Just a couple of fights, and that's the budget for the entire film. Why? Why does this need to be? Oh, god damn it. Sonic sucks, y'all. If you are a hardcore Sonic fan, you've probably already seen this like 3 times just because you want this to somewhat be successful. But honestly, it's like, this feels like such a weak waste of having Sonic. It's like, we could have had some decent kind of Sonic movie. Again, you can make an animated Sonic movie and it'd be fine. Hell, Sonic Boom shows that kids are still willing to watch a Sonic series. I don't even know how good that series actually is, but I know it was on for a few seasons at least, so it can't be all that terrible. Hell, Sonic, the other animated series, kind of showed that people are willing to watch a Sonic animated series. Why not spend your $80 million on a Sonic, animated film instead of what looks like a poorly done, like, live action movie where James Marsden is a stock, badly acted character. His wife is somebody who just kind of is in the movie randomly, and she happens to have a sister who doesn't like James Marsden, but it's never explained why. And it's like, well, what the hell do you have against him? Like, at one point they decide, oh, well, James Marsden is, a terrorist because, he's harboring Sonic. They don't mention Sonic, and they just say he's harboring terrorists. But she hated him before that, and it's like, where the fuck is this coming from? Is there something from the script that got left out? Like, it would be one thing if, like, she had a talk with her sister and was like, you should leave that country bumpkin sheriff, anything like that. No, she just doesn't fuck like him. She's just a bitch. That's the biggest thing, is she's just an absolute bitch. Just cuz. Honestly, that's kind of the entire premise of the movie. Why is this happening? Just cuz. And just... honestly, you could call this movie Just Cause, and it has just as much to do with that video game as this really kind of does with Sonic. And, God, just don't, if you have kids, show them anything else. This is not going to resonate really well with them. I don't know any kids that are going to be like, oh, Sonic the Hedgehog was one of my favorite movies of all time. They'll be like, hey, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. They'll go buy it when they get to be like 25. Everyone, oh, cool, Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember liking that, popping in and go, what the fuck was I thinking? Was I high? And they'll be like, oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog sucked ass. And that's just the truth of it. This movie's fucking terrible. Well, I guess if you want a grade for the film, it's a fucking 1. It doesn't do anything that's redeeming enough that I can give a damn about. The performances throughout the entire movie range from annoying to over the top and to bored. James Marsden's wife was just kind of there. Hey, why is this happening? Thanks, we spent $4 on the female. Because that's the best thing I can say. Is like, and here's the thing, I don't remember her name. And that's another issue. She's barely in a fucking movie. And it's like, also, you're like, why would I care? Why do I care about this guy? He's not an interesting guy. His dilemma is stupid. He's hung up on whether he wants to move out of the country to the big city. If he's going to be a beat cop. Why do I care about this? It's like, I can't tell you a single defining characteristic of him except for the fact he shouts a lot. That's the best I can give for Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a big... So, I cannot even remember what the hell is supposed to be next week. But, yeah, of course, be back next week for whatever the fuck I got to torture myself with. What the fuck is with February? I have not watched a single good movie this month, and that's... God, that's telling. Oh... This year began so good. I had so many good movies. I've had 4 shitty ones in a row. Oh. But hey, that's 2020 for you in a nutshell, I guess. But hey, I'll be back next week with some more Sunday Funday for y'all with whatever the hell it's going to be. Not going to be Call of the Wild, I'll tell you that much. Just because I missed this week, I'm going to watch it next week. So hey, until then, I'll see y'all later. So, bye-bye, everybody.